One major fight is going to decide this map without a shadow of a doubt. There's the headshot. Needs one more.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a few weeks of time, but we're here finally back with some Guns of Boom action as the spring season has come to a close. The summer season will be kicking off. I'm Jason Captain, joined by a new face here, who I guess it's the blue syndrome again. Need to get you to raise your seat a little bit because
it was the first thing I thought.
My son ever again, kind of thing.
As soon as I saw the screen.
Falcone gonna be joining us for the first time here. Gonna be casting some Guns of Boom with me as we equal out our height.
A little bit better. We're just painfully reminded just how short I am right now.
I mean, that's the downside of me is I make everyone look short next to me. It's my.
I mean, I don't even need a tall person to make me look short.
That's
in all
true.
Honesty, but.
That is true. But we're going to kick off the summer season. I mean, we had obviously 2 weeks of a little bit of a forced break. They wanted to make sure to fix all the match stabilize and make sure no one gets kicked out. Everyone can get into the game correctly to really control the integrity and make sure the integrity of the tournament is good to go. And we are ready. We are back, and we're going to be having a double show today. It's going to be EU and NA with double the prize money on the line because we had missed 2 weeks. So kind of take that money there, put it back into the players.
Double the show, double the prize money, double the fun.
And double the height of one caster here. I don't know where I'm going with this one.
That's good. That's good.
We're going to start off with you today. So let's actually take a look at the brackets of what we have, the teams who will be participating. You're going to recognize 3 out of the 4 names if you haven't paid attention to Guns of Boom lately. Lazarus, Noble, DustTwo. But Sidekicks, it's basically unbreakable. It is pretty much unbreakable, minus a player or two. Just remade into a new name with a new fancy logo as well, I have to say.
It's kind of a repeated trend amongst a lot of these Guns of Boom teams, actually, just changing their name over time as they get picked up by these larger organizations, which is just another sign of how successful the Guns of Boom competitive scene is at the moment.
Yeah, NA is very back and forth when it comes to Guns of Boom. NA is pretty much like the guaranteed. You're going to see your Impact, your Enix, #1, #2, pretty much every time. And EU, everything changes constantly. You can't really say who's going to be the #1 team anymore because teams are constantly changing that top position. But this is all leading up to, well, we have Brazil happening in 7 days from now, on June 8th. That'll be kicking off with some really good teams. Impact, Enix from NA, Lazarus, DustTwo from EU. So you're going to see 2 of the teams who are participating there playing today.
Excellent.
Then Bazookas and Cyclone GG from Latin America and Southeast Asia, respectively. So that's all going to be kicking off with $40,000 on the line. But you might be asking yourself, well, what's the point of this series now? We had the winter season, which led into Pro Series Texas. We had the spring season, which led into Pro Series Brazil now. And you got the summer season, which is leading into Pro Series Hawaii. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be in Germany, actually.
Excellent. That's
Hawaii,
nice.
I would definitely beg to be on that show if it was in Hawaii.
That would be awesome. You know, I wouldn't mind catching some sun, but still, Europe, local to us.
Yeah, it's literally a 5-minute walk from my house.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
5-minute walk from a Guns of Boom tournament.
Yeah, I'll be right down the street at Gamescom, if you guys are wondering. So that'll be over in August. So that'll be happening after the Gods of Boom event, which is going to be happening in July, which is at ESL 1 Cologne in the Lanxess Arena. So you get to see the big stage yet again. We had it in Katowice. The players get to do it yet again. And we have 3 of our 4 teams already qualified through into that. Actually, sorry, the 3rd team will come through at the end of the Pro Series Brazil event. We have Impact from the Pro Series Texas event. And we've got Noble from the Invitational we had in Katowice. So 2 of our 4 teams locked in. And the 4th team, I'm being told, is an invite.
Okay.
So if you want to slide me a couple $100 under the table, maybe I can convince our admins to bump you guys up in the ranks and give you a chance to
maybe I
get
could
an
make a
invite.
team.
You're contractually not allowed to.
Oh.
We went through this loophole, or we tried to go through this loophole in the past with me, Lethal, Blue, and we just...
Well, it's the great thing about Guns of Boom is that I could literally be playing it right now on my phone. You wouldn't have any idea.
I mean, I can see your hands up here.
You would know.
And I can see that you're using a tablet, first of all, which is not allowed. At least in the pro competitive play when you have an event. But that doesn't matter for now. Let's just completely move away from that because our first game is about to begin.
Wow, okay.
It should be Lazarus up against Sidekicks, and we have a little bit of a change in this season from the past. The maps. There's going to be a lot more emphasis on TDM when it comes to this. So we'll be covering 2 best-of-3s with 2 TDMs, and then 2 best-of-5s with a 3rd, 4th place match, and the finals, which will have 3 potential TDMs. And we're going to see off the bat Sidekicks on the red side already able to get the first strike on Collis. And that Collis is quickly to be turned on to Divine King. And to be honest, Falcone, I know you're newer to Guns of Boom. I would assume Lazarus should win this one 100% just because of their past records. And when Sidekicks are known as unbreakable, back then were performing really well. They had Deathface on the team, but since then he's no longer on the roster.
Well, it is 2 well-known teams in Guns of Boom, especially when you consider Sidekicks as unbreakable. But yeah, Lazarus, they are the big fish here, and they are really proving that as we begin this game. They've got a nice 50-point lead already. 50-point lead? Yeah, 50-point lead.
Yeah, if you've never done math on air, you're going to get a hell of a lot of it here, I'll tell you that. And we struggle with that every week.
Hearthstone casters are well known for not being able to do math, so this could be...
I think you could have just said casters, and you would have been fine. Let's be fair.
Well, look at this. Sidekicks catching up now. 136. Only 8 points behind now. Although they're picking it up again.
The thing is, in TDM, it's going to be very ebb and flowy. You're going to see one team come out with a big lead. But the problem is for them to get that lead, they take a lot of damage. They're not able to really heal it all back up. The other team will come back out of spawn, able to trade those kills back for themselves. So it's just very back and forth. Yeah, there's 40 points right now, but again, that gap should close relatively quickly. However, in the meantime, Lazarus trying to open up some things on one of the sides of the map. Jiren's going to quickly shut that down, taking down Divine King, though, and gets a second as well with the RPG. So that gap of 40 points is now down to 9.
One of the interesting things about this map in particular, though, about Military Base, is that it's full of choke points. Choke points, choke points, choke points. And when a team does get ahead, they can sort of chill out a little bit, stand back, stick together, and it can be difficult for the other team to push forward and actually get any sort of good position.
And that's, well, you also have to assume that they want to play smart. And let's be honest, there's been moments we've seen over the course of this year, if not last year, where teams are just making these really awkward moves. For instance, taking these like 1v2 fights when they had a teammate next to them and they weren't peeking at the same time. They're going to see a little bit of a 1-for-1 trade. Again, the lead not that big between the 2 teams. But again, it's only going to come down to a cap of 500 points here, as Lazarus is still maintaining control. However, we do see Sidekicks trying to fight back. But it's just, it seems to be, once you fall behind the beginning, it's very, very tough to come back unless you get these advantageous fights with the man advantage.
Double elim there for Lazarus, and double elimination. I mean, these battle achievements could make all of the difference, but it's just not happening for Sidekicks at the moment. If they could get maybe a good G launcher, but no, we see Lazarus again with an elimination streak from Lord Mano. It's not going to happen this game, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it can't, but it's not looking good. I will say this, though, for Sidekicks, they're looking much better so far in this week's Cup than they've looked in the past, in the recent past, because they've just gotten... They've had really like weird results. But in the meantime, 462 for Lazarus, really closing down on that 500-point cap that they do need. They're almost up by 100 points as well, so they've had a lot of kills in a row here that Sidekicks have not been able to answer out on. And now Sidekicks is in such a tough spot, because as long as Lazarus just trade 1 for 1, they're going to win, which they just have. 506 points, they close out the first map and take themselves a 1-0 lead in this best of 3.
Yeah, that was a great way to start for Lazarus. And it's about what you'd expect, like you said at the beginning. Lazarus
Should be.
Well-known team. Sidekicks put up a real fight there. There were certain points where it did look like they might be able to pull ahead. Didn't quite happen, but there's still 2 more games potentially in this series.
I just want to look back, because it's been quite a few weeks since I've actually cast against a Boom. And I remember in basically the final tournament of the spring season, DustTwo just like barely qualified through, beating out... who was it? It wasn't Lazarus, because they obviously gotten through. I think I think they did pass Lazarus. No, it was Forza. Sorry, Forza was like number 1, number 2 the entire season. Sorry, I had to clear out my thoughts there. And then DustTwo in basically the last cup passed them by like a couple points. And that just goes to show that you have to play every week. And we've emphasized this so many times when it came to the spring season. You have to play every week, because you need to consistently be getting points, and you need to consistently be doing well, because you don't want to be put in a situation where you have to hope this team loses for you to qualify, or this team beats this team and then loses to that team for you to qualify. So it's very important that you consistently break through the top 4 every single week, which we've now seen Lazarus, Sidekicks, Noble, and D2 do. But if they can maintain this, is going to be the real question over the course of these, next 6-7 weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty important to keep an eye on that point breakdown, actually. 5th to 8th place get 25 points, then 4th gets 40 points. That is a big jump between 8th and 4th place. And then 50, 75, and 100 points.
Well, if you look at last season too, we had like a 75-point lead between 2nd and 3rd place for the majority of the season.
That's nothing.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
Oh.
It's actually a ton. It means you basically have to get 2nd place to get the 75 points, and then you have to hope that the 2nd place team currently, or the 1st place team currently, dropped out way earlier.
Right.
So it's really tough to come back from those kind of gaps, which is why you have to play well every week, and you have to really perform to have a chance. It's only top 2 that goes to the event.
Yep.
Number 3 is not going to matter. I mean, yeah, you get money throughout the weeks you're playing, but it's all about the big bucks. It's about that 40 grand on the line when you get to a Pro Series event.
Well, the great thing is today, it's the start of a new season. We're going to be seeing a new set of standings from scratch that we'll be seeing every week moving forward. So how important do you think the very first event in the season is? Is this...
Depends on the team.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like super smart about this.
Why is that then?
Because if you're Lazarus... You're getting really intense here.
Yeah.
Because if you're Lazarus and you're DustTwo, this is the tournament before your big event. For DustTwo, they've not played at LAN for one of these events. We have Lazarus playing Pro Series Texas. So for you, kind of need to show off what you got, right? You don't have to show anything secret, which I don't think there's too many secret strategies just yet in the game anymore with how long it's been played. But you need to have a good performance for not only the people looking at you to be like afraid of you as a team, but you're like morale as a team to do well. Like, hey, we just won, 1st place in the first cup. We're playing next week. We're feeling good. We're feeling confident. Great. If you lost out earlier on, or if you lose out in like a semifinal here for DustTwo or Lazarus, then you're kind of a little bit frustrated going into the finals. So I think for those 2 teams, it's important to win for mentality rate.
Okay.
For the other 2 teams, for Noble and for Sidekick, actually for Noble, not a big deal, because they've even said publicly they don't really mind not qualifying for these Pro Series events because they're focused on Gods of Boom coming up.
Okay, sure. I was going to say,
they're already qualified.
Interesting tactic there, not minding.
Yeah, which is weird, right? Because there's still a lot of money to win. But for Sidekicks, with the new name, with a newer roster, I think it's important for them to start off the season well. So it just depends on the team you are, and it depends on kind of where you currently are sitting. Depends how important this first week is, at least in my eyes.
Wow. Sidekicks having a really strong start here with Lord Beerus doing some, what was that? I think it was 3 elims back-to-back to start this game.
The enemy captured
Do you know Dragon Ball Z?
I do.
Okay. You're already better off than Lethal.
Though I didn't get the reference until you said Dragon Ball Z. Oh, Beerus, right, gotcha. Okay.
Okay, well, you redeemed yourself at first, and then you ruined it.
Okay, I never actually...
You don't even know who Jiren is then.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think you're just saying yeah.
I've played Fighters, but I've not seen Super.
All
right,
it's cool.
I'm with you now, though.
We got there in the end. That's all that matters. And it also got there in the end was Lazarus to actually take the lead here. Tied at 148 as they just follow up that last frag coming through, but do take the lead back themselves. So even though Lazarus had a little bit of a rougher start, they do maintain the lead, and
Yeah, they got it.
and they're going to be able to take control here too. It's going to be coming back to the comeback out of Sidekicks. You can see Lord Beerus able to take down Lord Mono, but he's on basically 1 health. Edson's going to come around the corner and finish him off quickly. He goes on a streak from that, builds up a lot of extra points. Jiren's finally able to shut this down, but it doesn't matter because the reinforcements are here out of Lazarus.
Lazarus have got this point locked down by the looks of things, and Sidekicks are going to keep coming out, try and get that health down, try and get the limbs, and try and get the point back eventually, but it's looking like they are going to struggle for the time being. Oh, Lord Beerus with the grenade launcher doesn't get the hit though.
Yeah, and Excellence is like, hey, what's up? This is how you use it. This is how you use this weapon, son. 420 to 315. You see, I'm going to call him Collis because that's what he was before, Collie. I don't know where he added the ZZ-Edo for, but Colazetto, I guess we can go. Trying to make a play off of that. But again, not really going to be able to do too much. And the thing is, like, in Guns of Boom, if you compare it to like a more, I guess, traditional FPS, if you look at like maybe Counter-Strike or Call of Duty, it's very difficult to win a 1v2 battle. It should be impossible to win a 1v2 battle because the time to kill is so long in this game that ideally you should be falling with most likely not even getting a trade yourself. So it's really hard to pull off these big comebacks. It's a big team effort, but it all starts off the back of a couple of really good eliminations. And so far, Lazarus has been able to grow this lead over 200 points.
This has just been insane. Divine King with the triple elimination earlier into the elimination streak. Now Jiren, though, on the other side, he gets the triple elim. Sidekicks seem to be making a bit of a comeback here. Elimination.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, again, it's like very ebb and flowy. They'll start to claw back the lead a little bit, but it's about maintaining that point off the back of that. And it's about minimizing the damage you do while maximizing the damage you can output at the same time to allow yourself to stay alive for a long time. And Bino actually, in the meantime, gets a double snipe kill, which allows them to potentially take this point back. You see them trying to go for the contestation, but the problem is they don't have the players there. Beerus is by himself. He gets 3. He gets 1, luckily. But then we're going to see Bino finally fall, and now Lazarus are basically closing out on this 2-0 lead.
It was starting to look like Sidekicks were going to be able to hold on to that point for just a little while longer, but it didn't happen. And now 937, 939, Lazarus almost there. It's going to take a miracle. Well, it's going to take nothing.
Yeah, I don't even think a miracle can save them at that rate with the score lead we had. Almost 300 points, 290 to finish out with, and that's what we want to see. Like, Lazarus coming into the big tournament in exactly a week's time. And this is no disrespect to Sidekicks, but I wanted to see Lazarus perform. I think if they didn't play well here, I would have been like, all right, that's a team that definitely cannot compete. Because you need to see the results of their training, like their boot camping, their preparation, because they're playing against the best teams in the world, especially Impact Gaming, who basically put their foot down in Texas and said, yeah, we are the best team. None of you can like even take a map off of us. We're going to crush you all. And all of these teams, well, 7 of them, I should say, with Enix, Lazarus, DustTwo, Bazookas, and Cyclone GG, are fighting for that first or second place position to get into the Gods of Boom event. Otherwise, they have to hope for an invitation spot to get in, which I think there's only 1 up for grabs. Again, my PayPal is Jason Kaplan. Pay me now. But no, it's good to see Lazarus starting off strong. Proud to see Sidekicks have a good, I will say, a good first week here. Obviously, I want to see some improvements in them. I don't know how much time they've taken over the course of these last month, I want to say, maybe month and a half to prepare for the next, the next season.
Well, we're going to be seeing them again soon when we take a look at the 3rd place match.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by what I've seen so far. Lazarus are a great team. Sidekicks did put up a fight. Didn't quite get there in the end. They might get there later on against the other team.
And I'm surprised to see Noble actually through the semifinals. They did not perform well at all. Let me just go back.
Throwing some shade now.
No, because I mean, the thing is, like, I've been very vocal about this when we've talked about Noble. Is that I was very kind of disappointed to hear them say that they're not really focused on qualifying for Pro Series events, because it's like, you kind of want to keep your dominance, right? And you kind of have, 20 grand first place? Like, come on, 20 grand.
I wouldn't mind 20 grand.
And you can always, go to an organization with that, like, yeah, we're the best Guns of Boom team. You can sign us, get salary, stuff like that. So I wasn't really happy to hear that. But if they can perform well in this first cup and like maybe show a turn in turning colors, a change in colors, that they're actually trying to qualify now for the Pro Series event in Germany, they'll be back in my good graces.
Okay, well,
don't mean disrespect by it, but
hopefully they get that
aspect. I want to see them defend their title.
Great start. I'm looking forward to that match.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head to a break. We'll be going to that Noble match up against DustTwo in just a few minutes. So we'll see you guys on the other side of this break. Welcome back, everyone, to the Guns of Boom Summer Challenger Cup as we kick off our second season and kick off our first cup here of summer, and actually starting to feel like summer outside. In Cologne, it's been really cold. It's been really rainy. It's been really gray.
Yeah, in England as well.
And of course, the one weekend I'm not there, it's going to be 30 degrees, sunny the entire time. It seems to be every time I'm not there, the weather's nice. But you know what?
It's not sunny here in Katowice.
No, I was kind of disappointed. I actually got in from the airport and I was like, hey, where's the sun? He's like, the morning. I mean, I can't do a Polish accent, but he was basically saying in the morning it was there, and now it's gone. It's rainy.
Well, you might get to fly into some sun at some point, maybe.
No, I looked at the weather. The day I fly back, it's going to be raining and cold.
Well, you got to fly away from some sun then.
Yeah, because I definitely need to get away from sun, clearly, as you can see. But we're going to be kicking off our second match here in just a few seconds. It's going to be Noble up against DustTwo. Now, Noble, again, I kind of talked about them before, a team that have publicly said they're not really trying to qualify for these Pro Series events, up against DustTwo, who is qualified for Pro Series in Brazil. They actually skated by in the last couple of tournaments there, the last couple of weeklies we did have. And let's see if they start off in a strong way here, because they need to show what they've got coming into the big event in Brazil.
This is going to feel really bad for DustTwo, though, if they lose to Noble after hearing that Noble aren't actually bothered.
I'm just kind of rubbing salt in the wound.
Yeah,
there,
right, exactly.
You should be disappointing yourself, DustTwo. How dare you lose to a team?
They've just been really nonchalant. Right?
Yeah, I know.
Just being like, oh, I don't really care. But they really do.
Deep down, they're sobbing on the inside, and Nokia's going to be sobbing as he misses that nade. Actually blows up on his side of that fence there. Killing Machine be coming in with the snipes, takes down Surgic.
Triple elimination there.
It's got to feel good.
And the score is definitely showing that as well. The triple elimination is worth a ton of points.
I honestly wonder if Noble has come to these weeklies now, to the season for summer, ready to play. Maybe I like harass them too much, or just enough maybe. It depends on how you look at it. To get them into high gear, to kick their butts, because we wanted to see them do well. Like, they are the only Gods of Boom champion out there.
Yeah, I mean,
there's only been one, yes, but they had to defend their title.
Look at Killing Machine's individual score, 125.
He's living up to his name
Already. He is doing some serious work.
You see now, looks like DustTwo trying to finally push out of their spawn, trying to find a way to push out of their spawn, but the snipes coming in, doing a good job of really locking them into their location. Again, you can see Gonza here just hiding around the corner, so when they do come out, they're going to take a snipe shot, then maybe a shotgun to the face, looking to really apply the pressure. Nokia push up aggressively, and DustTwo actually waiting for this aggression. Maybe that was their moment to actually make their move, as they do take down one. Doran's going to take down Migs, so they actually picked up 3 quick eliminations, and looking for the 4th, so there you go. They finally get out of their own spawn.
Nokla just ran straight into that like it was a trap, and yeah, DustTwo really taking it back there. And that's the problem with this map, is that you can just sort of sit back and wait for your opponent to do something stupid. And that's exactly what DustTwo did there.
They definitely did something stupid. Something, maybe not on this map, maybe not when we get onto Military Warehouse, but there are some maps like Skyscraper that we can look at as being a map you play at the time.
Yes.
Because look at Noble right now. They have a giant lead, 150 points, 160 points. They technically could sit in their own spawn and wait up to 2 minutes and 40 seconds. DustTwo should be happy that actually Noble are getting aggressive, even though they're this far behind and they really have no chance of coming back that easily. And it would honestly take a miracle, if not 7 of them, to get back in this game. But Noble is just continuing to frag out because they just know they're the better team right now.
Yeah, it's been working out beautifully. I mean, it's terrifying on this map when you run towards one guy and the 2 more run out, both with the Blade Masters and the shotguns out. And it's not gone well for DustTwo. Unfortunately, they've had some good plays here. Noble.
Well, that's the thing, is that if you look at a lot of the teams, some teams do better on TDM, and some teams do better on the objective-oriented modes, like your King of the Hills or your Controls. But this season is mostly around TDM, so teams are going to have to really adapt and learn how to play TDM if that wasn't one of the modes you were good at. And if I'm not mistaken, Noble was one of those teams that was good at TDM, but they weren't tremendously great when it came to objectives.
DustTwo having a serious attempt at a comeback here. Only 4 points needed for Noble to win, so it really is going to take a miracle here, but look at this.
That's it. Doran's caught. Doran's caught. He's just going to be sniped down. His teammate wasn't able to get there in time to save him. That's what it comes down to. Like, if you're going to go for these wide peaks, you have to be able to have a teammate there to back you up, because Doran had to have known, if I peek out this far and I die, it's over. They needed one more elimination to close it out, and he was in a bad position.
I thought DustTwo were going to do it there. I thought they were going to make the comeback.
Yeah, no.
It's so difficult.
It was close, though. I will give them that. It was, what, 160-point difference, and they took it down to 30, like less than 30?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's good effort. Unfortunately, it came in a little bit too late.
Yeah, no way to regain health. So, you know, the longer you're making this comeback, the more likely your team is to wipe.
Just realized Armace isn't playing.
Okay.
Because he's been on their main roster Surgic, Spleen, Dorn, and him. But he's actually sitting that one out. Maybe he's going to be swapping in when we get over to King of the Hill on Paradise Island, or maybe not. Maybe they're trying out a new player. Maybe he can't play this week. Interesting to see, though, they actually did not have him in the roster for this this get-go. So
Strange. I'm not sure exactly what the rules are with team.
Oh no, I mean, they have like probably like 8 people on the roster.
Oh sure.
I'm not worried about that. It was just kind of interesting to see him not, or kind of sitting out at least at the moment. But anyways, I mean, that's our first map done and dusted, because DustTwo.
Nice.
But again, like 29 points was the difference there. But Noble did come out in the end. I think they were getting a little more careless, a little bit more free with their pushes towards the later ends of that round. So I think the difference between the two teams there isn't really a telling sign of how that match was going.
No, yeah. Noble started to relax a little.
At least that's what I want to think.
I think so as well. Noble started to relax, and the thing is, like I was saying, DustTwo were trying to make this comeback, and that's great and all, but their health was going down bit by bit, and eventually Noble were going to get those eliminated.
That's the hard part. Like, again, you're limited to amount of healing items you can have. It's not like Call of Duty where you regen your health over time. Like, any damage you take sticks, pretty much. And for you to pull off a comeback, you have to be able to get like, consistent eliminations by taking very minimal damage.
And to be fair, that's what TDM is about. It's like you said it perfectly earlier, trying to deal as much damage as you can and take as little as you can. If you can get one full team wipe and then one more team wipe without wiping yourselves, then you're probably just going to win the whole match.
Especially if you do it quickly, first of all, and then you die slowly, because then you prevent them from getting any of the streaks, any of the extra bonuses that would actually add to their tally. But we're going on to Paradise Island. Just to give you guys an idea, since we didn't mention earlier on. So the best of 3 is Military Warehouse, Paradise Island, Old Factory. So 2 TDMs. Remember, we did say there's more TDMs this season.
Yes.
Maybe it'll be changed in the next one. I don't know. It's just kind of what we're going with for now. And best of 5, 3 TDMs. 3, there we go. I was counting my pen as a finger, I guess. Skyscraper, Wild West, Military Warehouse, Atrium, and Construction Site. So Atrium is the only control point map we have.
Wow.
Which is interesting because it's also one of the most one-sided control point maps that we have.
Wow, that's
that
is interesting.
It's going to be tough if we ever get to a 4th map in a best of 5.
Personally, I am a big fan of King of the Hill, what we're about to see here.
Yeah.
This is my favorite of the game types. Because it's a little bit easier to keep track of.
It's like
there's one control point, everyone's fighting for
It's like control and TDM in one. Because you have control in one extreme, where it's like 3 points around the map you have to worry about. TDM just worried about eliminating each other, but this is both, eliminating and controlling the 1 point. So it's kind of like a hybrid between the two in my eyes.
Look at how quickly and fluidly Noble have taken this control point though. If they can just stay alive for a little bit longer, that's going to be a big lead. But no, the Spleen comes back. He's going to take it for DustTwo Esports, it looks like. Yeah, they got it.
We've seen kind of like an oh, hello, nice little double here for Migs.
Elimination streak from the stream.
The Spleen.
The Spleen, yeah.
It gets them a good start, but they're still going to be down the point. They're still going to be down quite a bit of points here on top of that. We've seen an adaptation, kind of the meta of the way this map's been played, where a lot of players like to get super aggressive and just hold like a forward angle to actually punish teams. So if you go that way, you can win out in the 1v1 or do a lot of damage. If no one comes that way, then you get another angle you can attack the enemy on without taking damage yourself. So that kind of works in many different fronts. We're seeing them potentially try to set up for as they kept trying to push that side, but unfortunately not able to actually get in that position just yet because it's a constant battle over the point.
Attempted G-launcher there before getting a shotgun in the back. As again, DustTwo, they have the point. They are making a bit of a comeback one more time. Only 20 points down now.
And they should be able to actually take the lead too, just from the points taken over time. We see no one actually going around the far side here. Looks like Noki's going to be leading the charge. It's going to be one player there. It's going to be Krasnodnikov, able to actually, well, really not do too much. But look at Dorn. This is what I was talking about. Holding off a different angle.
Yeah.
Trying to look for some free damage. He got 2 snipe shots off. And he got at least Nokia low on point for allow Surgic to hold.
Not good enough though. It looks like now eventually DustTwo Esports are getting defeated, running out of health, and it looks like now. Oh no, the Spleen once again taking the point back before it gets stolen from them.
Remember what I was saying in the last map? That some teams are better at TDM, some teams are better at objectives.
Well, we're really seeing where DustTwo Esports shine here.
Yeah, and Noble is struggling here. Surgic gets a nice little double. Looking for the 3rd as well. He's going to be closing on to the player on point. Able to finally juke him correctly before he does fall, but has net them about a 50-point lead.
The enemy captured point A.
Looking like Killing Machine is doing his job, taking down 2 of the members of the other team. Elimination streak before he eventually gets eliminated himself. DustTwo trying to hold on to this point, but it's looking like Nocklum might... Oh, no. No. Surgic manages to keep hold of that point, and now it's looking like this is DustTwo Esports' game.
Hey, sitting over by the luggage, really providing, again, another angle to fight from. Doran's to take a shot from Killing Machine. Gonza's going to come around the corner into Spleen. Should be able to clean this one up. Didn't take too much damage. Doran trying to, again, try to do as much as he can from this angle as he actually gets another elimination on a Killing Machine. And it's going to net them the map victory, too. So they take the victory here on Paradise Island. They tie the series up at 1-1. The problem is...
It's KDM.
TDM again, exactly, going to the third map, Old Factory. That is going to be another tough one for them, considering they did not perform too well, at least in the beginning. It did get closer at the end, but we're going to find out if maybe that was Noble taking the foot off the gas, or if that was DustTwo warming up, you know?
I like to think it's the latter. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think they can really pull it off in this TDM. I mean, positioning was very different in Paradise Island to Military Base. Military Base, as I was saying before, it's a lot of choke points, a lot of sort of having to play carefully, work out when you're peeking or work out when you're running in. But with Paradise Island, it was a lot of running around behind the other teams, a lot of flanking going on, and a lot of just trying to protect that control point. So I'm interested to see how the strategies are going to change in Old Factory.
It's going to be... Well, it's going to be a TDM with high ground, because we didn't have that on Military Warehouse. There's a second floor, first floor at it. Europe's weird. In America, the first floor is the ground floor, and second floor is the first floor up. In Europe, the first floor is...
Ground floor.
Ground floor, and the second floor is the first floor up, which is... No, wait, it's the other way around. First floor is the floor above you, and ground floor is ground floor.
Okay.
So Europe is... one higher in numbers, whatever. But there's a second floor you can play from here on Old Factory, and that provides a lot more angles to snipe with.
Right.
There are a lot of choke points, but more importantly, I feel like this is one of the TDMs that you have to attack with a teammate. Peeking around a corner by yourself is not worth it. You need to have the second player there to guarantee that you get an elimination, or you need to be really good at popping out, taking a couple shots, popping back into cover. Try to get the burn damage on them, try to slowly wear them down. And you don't want to challenge outright. You don't want to necessarily hold choke points, but you don't want to take too much damage.
I guess at the same time, they want to be trying to push for the map control. They want to be getting these higher...
Yeah, I guess it depends on how confident they are with sniping. Doran is like an amazing sniper from what we've seen, but I don't think he's been able to really excel so far. I think this would be a map he's going to excel a lot on. Military Warehouse do have a lot of these longer angles that you can snipe with. Old Factory, not as many, but you do have the high ground to play from if that's the avenue you do want to go. And speaking of the high ground, Walt Noble did have two players go up there immediately, but quickly drop back. But you can see DustTwo going to be doing that themselves, sending two players up there. Oh, that nade.
That was a great grenade. Wow, Noble already so low on health at the start of this game.
But only nets them one elimination.
Oh, Killing
Noble
Machine.
still have the lead.
Killing Machine managed to get elimination himself. Not Gonza managing to get their own eliminations. Noble looking solid despite that early grenade. Not much in it at the moment, though.
Well, a lot of this, I mean, the 9-point lead they do have could have been bigger, but it comes down to Krasnolnikov, who actually got a triple there to keep that point gap very close.
Oh, mixed with the Blade Master.
And he comes around. Yeah. I mean, Noble, this is a map that he should know really well, and it's a map that you can be more comfortable on, at least in terms of the mode. They have locked in spawn at the moment too. It's gonna be very tough to fight out of these doorways. And you can see, maybe he's just taking the fight to him.
Whoa, okay, yeah, not gonna take down two more of DustTwo Esports team though. As wow, DustTwo starting to get those limbs in. It's very back and forth, like you said. You know, a team wipes the other team, their health is low, the other team comes out, they're wiping them. And Noble's now 40-point lead is starting to look quite significant.
Yeah, you know, TDM is one off the back of small plays, I feel like. Okay. Like, if you get the extra shotgun blast in, when they miss a shot against you, like you capitalize off the mistake, you do extra damage, and that damage will carry over into the next spawn anyways. So it's just these small plays that you don't unfortunately get to see too easily, because we're always switching back different points of view that really determine how these games can go, and really determine how you build up a big lead. Because now with all the the action that has been going on, it's just a 20-point difference.
It's like the grenade we saw right at the beginning of this game, hitting 3 of the players. Like, that was one of those small plays that could have made all of the difference.
Well, if anything, it made the difference to keep the lead to only 9 points.
Yeah.
If that nade didn't hit, would Krasnolnikov been able to get a triple elimination to keep the scoreline that close?
That was pretty amazing by Surgic there. Managed to get a double elimination there without taking any damage. And then, yes, he got hit by the grenade launcher, but each player only has 1 grenade launcher per game. So got a serious amount of value from that play.
Again, you see the peaks coming through, kind of peeking by himself, not really able to get the damage he did need to, but Nokia comes in from behind, gets a nice little triple, and now look at that lead. It was about 20 points, and now it's 100, not 100, sorry. It's 70 points. Again, I told you math is really hard to do on air. It's almost approaching
90
100
points now.
Yeah.
Well, you said earlier that it looked like DustTwo's strong area was the King of the Hill and their weak area was TDM. And it looks as though this game is proving that. As I say that, DustTwo start to make a comeback.
They're trying. I mean, they have the opportunity. The lead isn't that big. It's still just 20 points with 2 minutes left. You can see Kill Machine trying to flank on the backside, trying to some early damage. Again, I don't know why Dorn was pushed up that far. Maybe trying to get a reset because he runs into 2 players from Noble and quickly pays the ultimate price. 25. God, math, so hard for Noble left to go. And it's going to be tough. Krauzel already low on HP. We're going to be low on HP soon.
Yeah, Killing Machine was really low as well. It looked like he used the health pack.
Oh, Dorn missed the shot. You need to connect these considering what's on the line. Now it's basically come down to the next elimination here for Noble to close us out. And Dorn's able to get 2. It keeps the lead to only 6 points, but there it is. The final one comes in. Dorn's going to fall. And you can see there, that will be Noble taking the 2-1 victory and moving through into the finals.
That was real close, though. DustTwo are not going to be making the 3rd place match very easy. That's for sure.
Well, considering there's going to be 3 TDMs in there,
well, that's true.
It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough times for them. But then again, we did see Lazarus just demolish Sidekicks.
Right.
They're best of 3.
And DustTwo are, you know, like almost as good as Lazarus. Sidekicks are going to.
I'm going to tell you. So yeah, math does not work here. You know, if like A beats B and B beats C, then C beats A. No, for some reason, like just the laws of physics just don't apply. Like laws of physics and mathematics do not apply when it comes to Europe. But like in North America, 100% does.
Interesting.
And we'll obviously see them later on today, but anyone can be anyone when it comes to Europe.
Do you think that just means that the European players maybe have more strengths and more weaknesses, like spread around different things?
I honestly don't know.
TDM versus King of the Hill.
I honestly don't know. This is one of the few games I've casted where like anyone can be anyone. On any given day, like we've seen crazier things, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just that day. Maybe I don't even want to say ping because most of the players are really equal when it comes to ping. I think North America has the bigger problem because you have people in West Coast and East Coast, and that's much bigger area to actually play with. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to head to break yet again. But when we come back, we'll be kicking off our 3rd place match. Will be a best of 5. It'll be Sidekicks up against DustTwo, and then we'll be making our way into the grand final shortly thereafter. See you so. I almost had it.
See you soon.
Perfect.
See you soon.
We'll see you
soon. See you soon.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Guns of Boom Season 2 Summer Challengers Cup #1. Which was a very intense breathe right there.
Yeah.
That was a very intense breath.
Getting ready for more Guns of Boom.
Okay, continue.
It requires
that breath was
intense breathing.
way bigger than what you said. I thought you were going to continue going.
I'm just building it up for the game.
Okay, I was expecting like a long-winded speech there for like 3 minutes of time. But it's good to know. you got like 6 words in for every deep breath. That's got to be really tough. How do you run? How do you do any cardio?
Oh, the laughter's killed it now. I've lost my breath. I need to stop.
I was gonna go really mean there and be like, well, looking at you, you don't do much cardio, but that's a complete lie. That's a complete lie.
You're not wrong.
You're definitely fit when you compare yourself to Lethal.
Ah,
Yeah.
I look forward to doing that in Brazil.
Just tell them that. Hey, whoa, it hasn't even been announced yet, bro. Calm down. No one knew? Oh, spoilers. Anyway, it's going to be DustTwo up against Sidekicks for our best of 5. It'll be a third-place matchup between the two teams. And there is a little bit of a change when it comes to this season between 3rd and 4th place. Previously, it was $100 per team. Now it's actually 120 for 3rd place, 80 for 4th place. But that's going to be doubled this week as we're doubling the prize money.
This is a great week to be doing well as well. Like 3rd place is going to be a big deal. Whichever team comes first are going to be very happy with this double prize pool. I'm sure.
And they're not going to miss Champions League, of course.
Oh.
Because that's a major thing in Europe. Football. Apparently, I'm American. I don't really watch football.
I don't watch football either.
And apparently, Bino doesn't watch behind him because he actually gets killed by 2 players who are hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, DustTwo really dominating this game so far, which is what we expected coming into this one. Sidekicks putting up a little bit of a fight, but the Spleen seems to have a good position here. Even turning around and dealing with Lord Beerus before Beerus can deal with him.
Yeah, it's tough to actually hold that middle area. I say it's tough to hold that middle area, just because there's so many angles you can be shot from, especially from this open door, which you see Dorn able to come up big. Colizito going to be able to eliminate him, though. But the lead's still 100 points in favor of DustTwo. So Sidekicks off to a rough start, as you can see.
Yeah. Jaren gets through, but the Spleen appears behind him. Not going to let him do any more work, and now he's turned around ready to face off with Bino. Bino gets the elim there, though.
Giving him a hard angle to hit, however. There's no real recoil. It's kind of easy to hit the head, especially when you just get the crosshair over that. You see them trying to make a big push into that middle area, but at least 3 players at DustTwo just charging straight forward into them. And again, this is what I was talking about when it comes to TDM. You have to always have the man advantage if you can when fighting, or have equal men and hope you hit the better shots, just so you take minimal damage. Like you make the time to kill quicker against the enemy, which means they have less time to do damage. And it means you have a chance to live even longer. I mean, we're almost at like 200 points. Like, we're that big of a difference here, 400 to 281. It looks like DustTwo is going to be able to take TDM, and that's a good sign for them, considering there's, again, 3 TDMs in the pool for best of 5.
Yeah, they can't be losing all of their TDMs if they want to be winning winning their 3rd place spot. And so it's good.
Well, I wonder, so when we get to the Pro Series in Brazil, it's actually like their vetoes. So when they get there, they can take out a lot of the TDMs if they want to. I don't know if it's changed for this Pro Series, but in Texas, that's how it actually was working. So maybe it actually worked in DustTwo's favor. But again, they're playing against really good teams from North America, from Latin America, and from Southeast Asia. And as we see the score coming closer to 500, DustTwo should be putting this first game in their pocket.
Yeah, when they lost their position there, DustTwo came straight back in, got the G launcher out, and were able to clear the space, fight their way into the room. And now there you go, 503 points. DustTwo take it away. That was quite a dominating victory.
I want to say this, though, just because DustTwo won TDM there does not mean Sidekicks can't be noble on DustTwo. Remember the whole A beats B and B beats
Oh,
thing?
sure.
Just because Noble smashed DustTwo on TDM doesn't mean Noble can smash Sidekicks on TDM. That's just how weird it is in Europe.
I thought you were saying something about Sidekicks being noble, as in being noble gentlemen. Or
I mean, they could be.
they might be.
I don't know.
I'm sure they are.
I didn't really meet them when we were in Texas, but they could. It's possible. I was buying candy at Walmart in Texas. I bought $80 worth of it.
Wow.
I mean, I guess technically it was like $40. I bought like new socks and stuff like that. You know?
No, again, couldn't tell looking at you. You could not tell that.
Well, that's because I got to really suck in this guy. I got strong abs to hold in.
You're also really
Can't see
tall.
down here. I am very tall, so.
Unlike me, as we established.
We could stand up on camera if you want.
No. I don't want that.
I don't know if the box that you're on. No, I'm just.
I mean, my feet aren't touching the ground.
seriously?
No, they are not. They're just above.
Oh my god. What? Okay, I think like my knees are touching the ground almost. Like, jeez, all right.
Enjoying this a little bit too much.
It's just, no, I don't. Okay, so while we're loading to the second map, the story of me when it comes to esports, whenever I'm on a desk, an analyst desk, they have to make everyone sit down because I'm too tall. I'm not kidding. That's happened multiple times over the course of my career. But we're going into King of the Hill, or as Blue was calling it, the Sheriff of the Prospect here on Wild West Saloon.
Wow, look at DustTwo go with Doran with the Blade Master there. He's gonna, no, he gets Blade Mastered back. Bino with a triple elimination there though. Wow, what a way to start the game.
This is going to be a very hectic King of the Hill, though. Actually, technically, it's very hectic in the beginning. Then you see one team stabilize. I'm kind of surprised to see Sidekicks get it with relative ease, but with Bino going off like he is, that's going to be another elimination streak coming through. They have a 100-point lead and continuing to grow. They are looking fantastic here on Wild West.
So, my understanding of this map is that once you actually get the point, it's actually quite difficult for the other team to get it back because there are so many different angles that you can defend this point from.
Depends on how cleanly you take it, I want to say.
Double elim there.
If you're very low HP when you take the point, then it's just really easy to retake it, and then the enemy team will have a ton of HP to take it against you and maintain it. But if you take it cleanly, then you're allowed to like push up and hold these different angles that allow you to get a lot of damage, and especially behind these carriages, being able to look up on the high ground by minimizing the damage you take and maximize the amount you can output, and so you can see so much of them is a really important position to take. But we can see the point finally looks like being turned over to DustTwo, at least trying to. The Spleen's going to be drumped on, I want to say by Joker, but that was Lord Beers coming through, and Lord Beers is trying to actually fight to try to keep this hope alive.
Sidekicks, yeah, really putting in the work here. Jiren does fall just short. Maybe DustTwo, double elimination there from the Spleen. Maybe the Spleen can get this point back if you can get Calesio, because Calesatio, is that right?
It's Calazetto.
Calazetto!
Yeah, he's changed his name, so it's very difficult to pronounce that. But just as hard as Krasnonikov.
Gunrag actually got a 4 at once earlier on this map today during the APAC. During the APAC show, which was pretty amazing. He was defending the point from inside the saloon. He got 4 at once with a rifle.
A lot of points. Hopefully they won the map.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say if he didn't, that would have been.
Oh yeah.
Feels bad.
They won. But it's just again another reminder of how easy it is to defend that point once you keep hold of it, or how easy it can be. As DustTwo is showing, look at the points changing now. They were a couple hundred behind earlier. Now they're only behind by 90.
The enemy captured point A.
Yeah, Sidekicks though able to get the point back, and again look at the HP they have to play with. And it's very hard. Sojik cannot push him like that by himself because he's basically up against 3 players. However, the distraction I guess works out because that's going to be DustTwo quickly end up picking up 3 themselves, taking the point back, and not losing too much HP as Bino is going to fall. And look at this. Look at the health bars they have. But of course, just as I say it, Spleen's going to go down. Doran's going to win out this 1v1 trade with pretty much taking 0 damage. Gets a second as well, and a third on top of this. Lord Beerus is going to fall, and just like that, DustTwo going to take the lead themselves.
Okay, so Doran didn't quite get the triple elim there, but he
I'm counting it.
seemed to have done most of the work, and he barely took any of the damage in the process. That is how you make a comeback at Guns of Boom.
We're still going to be down by 6 points at the moment, but that's going to tick over as they get another elimination.
Haven!
I don't think Spleen's been actually spotted out, and now to retake it, it's going to be tough. I think they might get the neutralize on it. However, Doran's coming back with full HP, gets directly on top of them. It's trying to cap the point themselves, trying to hide next to these carriages, which works out in his favor, and they have a lead now. Steady and continuing to grow for them.
DustTwo, yeah, they were down by at least 200 points earlier, but look at this. Look how well they have defended this point. Look at Doran's 204 points, the Spleen's 226 points. These guys are really helping to carry this team this game.
Oh, Jiren needs a flashbang to the face. Again, like it can be easy to defend just because of how close these spawns are, using the scout to run back as quick as possible. So if you do get eliminated, you can come back in and hopefully, if your teammate's able to stall long enough, able to actually keep the point for yourself. And that's going to be it. Doran comes in with the final elimination of the map. I mean, he was basically the catalyst to get themselves back into it, and they win 103 to 835 and now go up 2-0 in the series. And you know what's the third map?
It's TDM.
TDM. So the first time they went out on Skyscrapers, it didn't work out too well for them. Maybe Sidekicks can do something differently this time.
Yeah, I mean, that game was pretty insane. I thought DustTwo were going to lose that for sure early on in that match. Obviously, you're not supposed to make those assumptions too early because, as we've just seen, comebacks,
You know what they say about people who make assumptions?
Something
You could be wrong.
Bottom, yeah.
What?
Yeah, but either way, DustTwo managed to take that one back in a pretty serious way. And again, it comes to Doran and the insane plays he made when he had that cover, when he got the pretty much triple elim there, barely taking any damage.
I'm calling it. I'm going to give it to him.
It was a triple elim, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, again, it can be a very hard point to defend, but I think it's more of a hard point to take. I don't think it's not, okay, I don't think it's like a hard point to defend. I think it's a harder point to retake, because when you do push in and get the elimination under the person, you've taken a lot of damage. They're going to respawn and challenge you right after. It's not like you have time to like settle down and like, collect your wits there.
There's also just so many different angles that you can attack the point from. There's inside the saloon, there's above the saloon, there's the point that Doran was on, the sort of high cover ground
Carriages,
there. Carriages, yeah. There are just so many different areas as we jump into our third game. DustTwo going to get the sweep here.
I mean, it's possible. I know we were talking about before, and you were saying, yeah, third place matches seem to have a lot more of the closer games, and I agree, they generally do, but DustTwo doesn't seem to want any sort of close match at the moment. However, they're going to be down, at least in the first 25 seconds. Not by too much. Again, you can see the pace has definitely slowed down here on the Terror Warehouse.
Both teams playing very carefully as Doran manages to come in behind there, but Jiren gets the double elim. Can he make it a triple? No, not quite. Shut down by Sergic. As Sergic now on the double, can he make it the triple?
He's trying.
Oh,
ran out of shots.
Fino on the double.
Yeah, it's the commentator's curse. Don't worry,
I'm loving it. Double elims everywhere. This is what I want to see. Actually, I want to see triples, but I'll take it.
Why not just back-to-back 4 at times?
If that's an option, then I don't want to be too fast.
I mean, why not? If we're saying what we want to see, why not? We see, though, Sidekicks in the meantime. 15-point lead. Doran is very good with the sniper, but again, 3 players peek him, and it's very hard to do much about that.
I thought Doran was going to be in a great place there to get all 3 of those guys one at a time, but no, it wasn't going to happen. As let's see, Sergic here gets a nice little elim there. Can he find Lord Beerus there? He's going to stay behind the cover. Action seems to have slowed down a little bit for now. Shit, isn't common in Guns of Boom. There we go, it's all kicking off again. Sergic tries the Blade Master, misses, but gets the elimination streak and a triple elim. I didn't even catch the first 2 elims there.
Yeah, well, that's how sneaky he can be, and it's also very important. Like, there's these fights that break out, then there's like a lull in action, because people are trying to heal up. Again, trying to get information of where enemies are going to be to make their pushes and their pincer moves work out for them, which you now see Sidekicks that worked out for them in this go. But again, Lord Beerus is low on HP.
Look how close this game is as well at the moment. There's only 4 points in it. It could go either way. It looks like DustTwo have more health.
Doran, don't tell me you're DC'd.
Oh, no.
Doran, please. I mean, we have seen 3v4s on this map, and the team of 3 players win. Okay, Doran is back. All right, so maybe he had a lag problem there, but that should have been elimination. He got quickly without taking any damage at all. But that 4-point lead you were talking about, well, it's gone. DustTwo have been able to open this game wide up, and of course, just as I say it, Lord Beerus and Jiren chime in to take it down to 21
points. Oh, look at this, right behind Spleen and Sergic. Gets 1, gets 2. Lord Beerus on a roll here. And that was just a great position to have. When you can sneak up behind the other team in Guns of Boom, you do tend to find yourself in a very nice situation there.
I mean, he is the god of destruction for a reason, as you saw him destroy DustTwo.
I got that reference.
What's that?
I got that reference.
What do you mean? What reference?
Jiren? Beerus?
Beerus. What?
God of destruction?
What? Oh. I'm just kidding. Nah. Yeah, the god of destruction in Dragon Ball Super.
Save it again!
What?
I looked away for 1 second.
Yeah.
423 on
that's kind
sides.
of how back and forth this is going to go, and it's to come down to basically the final elimination. You see Bino, he's burning away. He's going to fall to Doran. Doran's going to help get them the lead back yet again, but it's going to be a 2-for-2 trade in the end. Lord Beerus able to come out big with a triple and keep their hopes alive by taking the map and keeping them in this best of 5.
What a game! That comeback at the end there. Oh, now I need to breathe
Words,
deeply.
use them.
Because that was, wow. You told me to use words, that's what I got. That was wow.
Keep going.
That was really wow. It's the wowest. You're killing me here. Can you say this?
I was hoping you'd come up with another word. Fantastic, stupendous, amazing.
Got any more?
I'm waiting for you. No, not even a wow. Not even a wow. All right. Well, you can see though. I mean, individual plays can come up big, and Lord Beerus, he did that multiple times in that map, and takes him to a 4th map, and actually takes him over to Atrium to some control point. I don't know how this one's going to go. Most teams don't really hit Atrium when it comes to a best of 5, because I think it was originally like the 5th map in the best of 5. Let me just go back and check. Yeah, it was the 5th map in best of 5s in the spring season. So not a map all teams are too familiar with when it comes to playing, at least in these tournament settings.
Well, if what I saw earlier is true, I believe the map rotation is going to be changing every single week.
Is it?
So
I mean, confirmation on that. That I did not know.
No, 100%.
Because last season it was the same every week, and I was assuming it was the same this season.
Because I'm pretty sure when I first read about what the map rotation would be for this week, I think the headline was week 1 map rotation. And I think I saw a thing that said, yeah, this is a special thing to keep everyone on their toes. It's going to be switching up.
I think Wojtek, if he's in there, if he's in the room that I'm looking at, can let us know if it does change every week or not. I know they're trying to like do some hand motions at us, but we have lights on our faces and they have no light in the room. So I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll let you know.
I think our producers give me a heart because he loves me.
The enemy captured point B.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna go with. I can't see it. I can't see it all. Anyways, Atrium again can be a very one-sided map. We've seen like score leads of like 400 or 500 points. We saw that back in the Pro Series Texas event. I think that was out of Impact. Just destroyed the team they were playing on this map.
I'm seeing a lot of red in the control points here. So Sidekicks looking to have a really strong start here.
And they got B, which is a very hard point to hold because there's so many angles you can be shot from. It's just kind of in the center. It's usually the fights around over towards A or towards C. Nice shot at Dorn, basically snipes him with the RPG there. But they're still going to be behind in points. They still don't have control of B or A. They still don't even have control of C in the meantime. And they're falling further and further behind.
Colazetto had an elimination streak there. And it goes to show 200-point lead, 2 of the points, although it looks like Sidekicks just lost 2 of the points back to... No, they're getting B back. No, B is just being contested over constantly. And it looks like this is where the game really begins. A and C controlled by each team.
Well, you can still see B consistently being fought over. Eventually went over towards the red side, at least at the moment. Bino able to get the elimination on his spleen to lock it down and lock down the control. Okay, I'm getting confirmation that does change every week.
It does change every week.
Okay.
You got something right.
All right. So we get some new maps. Good to see. A going to be taken for the side of DustTwo, but the thing is, just as they're getting A, they've lost out on C. They're trying to capture B in the meantime, and if they're able to lock this down, they actually could have a good comeback here. They're down by, yeah, about 220 points, but that's not really that big of a difference when it comes to control.
I'm not so sure though. Sidekicks only a couple hundred points away from winning the entire game. And unfortunately for DustTwo, although they got one of the points now, they've still not quite managed to take control of the second one. And they need to sort of run around after Sidekicks picking up the points. Otherwise, they're just never going to catch up in time.
It's all about predicting where they're going to attack next and reinforce it with enough people. I mean, we still have another 400 points to go for Sidekicks to close out this map and to take it to a 5th and final one. And that gap that they had is quickly closing. It was over 200 points. It's now down to just about 100. And it's consistently going the way, at least was going the way of DustTwo. Bino's going to be overrun in a few seconds. Nade comes in. Yeah, it's going to connect. But again, he's going to lose his life and potentially lose control of B, as now the reinforcements from both sides going to continue to come in here. It's still being battled out. The problem is C's not taken for the blue side. A's not taken for the blue side. Beerus is actually to go over towards A in the meantime to cap it over for him. So DustTwo overcommitted towards B, and it might cost him the map.
Surgic just got 3 back-to-back eliminations, but it doesn't look like it was quite enough. The Sidekicks now 80 points away. And still holding control point A. I believe they've had A for the entire game. DustTwo just haven't managed to lock the points down anywhere near as well as Sidekicks did. And there you go, Sidekicks tie up this series.
Very hard map to come back from when you fall behind. Very difficult. And well, you did see the struggle DustTwo went through there, at least on that map in particular. But guess what? We're going to a 5th map.
Ooh.
And guess what that mode is?
Which mode? It's TDM.
You didn't even have to look at your notes for that one. TDM again. Going to be going over to construction site this time. I wanted to say that the series could have been over in 3 actually for DustTwo, but seeing now the Sidekicks respawn like this, I don't know how this 5th and final map's going to go, especially with how one-sided the first TDM was. The second one wasn't as one-sided, but apparently Dorn is having some issues, which might be determining why they haven't been performing too well. But it always seems to be Dorn now I think about it. Almost every week he's always had to like restart his router or something. Because he's always had problems. He needs to
find a new network provider.
Or just, get a new device, or just, stop it. Stop that. Stop having problems.
Stop having
problems. Let your team down.
To be fair, I mean, and I say this very much as an esportsy person, internet problems are like the bane of my existence. I don't know.
That's because you live in the UK.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Do you have good internet in Cologne?
Yeah.
Oh.
My internet drops like once every like month and a half to 2 months. And that's at like 3 a.m.
Oh, well, that's fine then. Well, again, esports, 3 a.m. is when you're playing.
What?
Isn't it?
No, I'm old. I'm in bed at like 8 p.m. We talked about this earlier. You asked how old I was, and I was like, you can't ask me that. And then you guessed around like 43 to 44, and I'm like, well, you know what? Screw you. You got it right in the nail. I'm 45.
Well, you look great.
Look at the gray hair I got.
You look.
You see this gray hair?
You look great for it.
This is what I get from casting with Lethal. I just get gray hair. No, he's actually over at DreamHack right now.
He is.
Doing some Halo, but he will be in Brazil. I don't want to say the other names just yet because they haven't been announced. I'm looking at you. Kind of spoiled it earlier.
I haven't said anything.
You did.
I thought it was announced anyway. I could be wrong.
I did not see it on any Twitter accounts.
Wow.
On the so Guns a Boom or the Guns a Boom Twitter.
All right, Twitter expert.
It's fine. You're gonna get an email tomorrow. You're being pulled. You're gonna pulled off the game. So I think we're waiting for, I guess, Dorn to fix his issues. Not sure. I can't actually see the chat at the moment because it's not open on our screens.
Is Doran allowed to have a substitute if things are going horribly wrong? Maybe.
I'm assuming yes.
Voitech will let us know. Just like here.
He doesn't have a microphone in there, so I don't think he can tell us.
Well, hopefully he can have a substitute, or this
He,
could get...
again, I see a hand up, but because the room, there's no lights on in there, we can't actually see what the hand is.
How does it... Oh,
We have lights on our faces, and you have darkness in your room. It does not help us see anything in there.
thumbs up. That's a substitute. No, it's not. We're in the game.
I'm gonna turn the camera around one of these games just to show you what we see. 'Cause we keep talking about how we can't see anything. But construction site, actually, the first time I'm seeing it here in at least in terms of casting, we haven't had it in any of the maps or in any of the map pools that we've been playing over the last few months. So hopefully the teams have been practicing and getting prepared for this because it's come down to this map potentially to close out how the series is gonna go.
Yep, DustTwo getting a great start there. Already got almost a 40-point lead as Surgic throws a grenade. Doesn't quite get to Jiren. As Jiren, nice snipe there. As it's calmed down a little bit. Both the teams trying to get some information on each other.
A lot of snipers being used on these teams. You see again these long angles being taken, these long corridors being fought with the sniper rifles, which I want to say should favor DustTwo because Dorn to me is one of the best snipers out there.
If his devices work.
Well, that is another case. That is something I cannot really comment on, but you can see Jiren and Lord Beerus both low on HP. So again, they're looking for like a quick snipe shot before they do get eliminated. Hopefully, in their case, they can hit 2. Maybe get elimination off of that. Because then they'll be even more effective with the amount of health they did have.
I guess on the plus side, surviving on low health on this map isn't so bad because everyone seems to be using a sniper. And yeah, the sniper deals a lot of damage regardless of how much health you have. So.
Well, it's also, you're given a lot of long angles, so you have more of an opportunity to use the sniper. You're not going to be rushed down by like shotguns or something.
Look at them going. They've still only got a low amount of health, but they're hanging in there.
Yeah, I think there's an up and downside to this, though. The upside is, yeah, you're not giving away points, but the downside is you're not taking peaks that you would if you had full HP. So you're potentially missing on damage you would be doing otherwise if you just, reset and respawn.
You think playing carefully is just a bad strat?
It just depends on the situation. I think everything's situation about what your team needs, what the score line is, how confident you are hitting shots, the amount of information you have of where players are. But I think there was definitely a moment there maybe they should have sacrificed themselves earlier on just to get the reset to have more of an opportunity to hit shots because almost everyone can snipe in this game, but there are a few that really excel when the pressure's on.
Wow. And this is high pressure situation here as everyone really slows down. Spleen takes out Beerus. Surgic just going to peek around that corner. Colazetto also low health. Bino, low health. Jiren, his health is going down too.
See a push actually coming in this time. Spleen with a sniper comes in. Doran gets a quick double though. So they actually made the push work in, a little bit of a pinch.
Triple limp for Doran.
And now that they have the lead, they technically don't need to be here anymore. They could just back off into their own spawn, force Sidekicks to come to them, because they only have 2 minutes left to play for, and they have almost a 100-point lead.
Interesting. Now, there have been a lot of slow sections in this game, and I guess that this could be how it all ends. Those two just backing off slowly. Nope, that's not what's going to happen. Doran really trying to get Colazetto there with that snipe. Misses again. Yeah,
but less than 100 points now for DustTwo. Again, they don't need to keep being aggressive, but they're overwhelming Sidekicks. If if I were them, I would just back off. I would be a massive jerk. I would just play the timeout. Because then if you're Sidekicks, you're like, well, now we have to make really aggressive plays that we're not prepared for. There's more likely to make mistakes, and you'll get them frustrated because you're playing more cautious.
Hey, money is money, and you know.
I don't care how you win, as long as you're not cheating.
Exactly. Third place, 50 points. Third place, $120 for the team. This is exactly what DustTwo need. They're just 50 points away from getting their third place finish.
Well, Beerus, he came out big in the last map on HM, sorry, on Military Warehouse to actually get them into a fourth map. Can he potentially do it yet again? Thing is, they just 2 eliminations, 2 deaths, and DustTwo will be our third place victor here for the first cup of the summer season. And I think they know it, and they're trying to stick together, not give any sort of advantageous position toward the side of the Sidekicks. And last one to come through, we'll put the nail in the coffin here.
Yeah. Sidekicks are really trying to get these grenades at these good angles, making the most of the utility, but nope, it doesn't happen. DustTwo take the third place finish in the tournament.
Spleen with 12 eliminations, topping the points for DustTwo. We didn't get to see the rest because they closed out too quickly. But yeah, so we do have DustTwo taking third place. It's obviously not the performance they would have had. I almost wanted to see them play against Lazarus in the finals, because those are the 2 teams who are representing Europe when it comes to the Pro Series in Brazil. Would have been a good little match to happen, but instead we get treated with another little bit of a delight, little bit of a tasty morsel with DustTwo in third place. We have Noble and Lazarus playing against each other. We get to see Noble in particular, see if they've come to play this season here in summer.
Like you said, they're going to be wanting to win this game. They want to be set up nicely for their trip to Brazil next week.
For Lazarus, you mean, yeah?
Yeah, Lazarus.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a definitely good start. A little extra pocket change to spend while you're there. I mean, it's all expense paid trip, pretty much. I say all expense pretty much because you get obviously fed, you get travel, you get hotel. If you want to buy souvenirs, that's on you. If you want to go to some Brazilian barbecue, which, oh my God, if you don't go there, then you were missing out. You ever had Brazilian barbecue?
I have not.
Do you like meat? Like, are you vegan, vegetarian?
I don't know, I like meat a lot.
Okay,
we were just eating KFC together.
Could have been vegan chicken. I don't know. Could have been. I've had weirder things. But speaking of weird things, let's take a look at the bracket, actually. And I say weird because Noble's made their way through into the finals for the first time in what feels like a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough game for them. Obviously, Lazarus are really sort of hailed as one of the best teams in Guns of Boom, though Noble were able to take down DustTwo. Though, as you pointed out, in Europe, that doesn't mean...
Doesn't mean anything, really.
It doesn't mean anything. We're just going to see which...
If Noble beat Lazarus, I'll be like, okay, maybe Noble are ready. Maybe they've come to play this season.
Maybe they're ready?
Yeah. Maybe they're ready for a Pro Series in Germany.
Even though they said they don't mind.
Maybe they want to, come visit me at my house. Like, it's not really that big, though. Because I'm, hardly ever there, so why would I have a big...
It's a very strange offer to make. On that note, should we get a break?
Yeah. Because I'm not going to give them my phone number to hit me up because that would be a little bit weird. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with our finals here of Europe in just a few moments. Welcome back, everyone, to the Guns of Boom Season 2 Summer Challengers Cup. I'm Jason. Just Captain, joined by Falcone for the first time here on Guns of Boom. How's it going for you? How are you feeling?
I'm having a great time. Guns of Boom.
A little bit of a change for you, though.
It's a very intense game to cast compared to what I'm used to.
Which is what? I mean, we can talk about it.
Which is Hearthstone.
Yeah.
I usually cast Hearthstone games, which is a card game, and a lot slower. Like, one turn in Hearthstone sometimes goes
like a
on
map.
for almost as long as, a map of Guns of
Yeah.
Boom. So yeah, it's intense. It's exciting. I'm loving it.
Is it actually your first FPS game?
It is, yeah.
Okay. And how are you liking the FPS genre?
Yeah. Really, really fun.
Yeah.
I've just got to catch my breath, okay? You want to know what the deep breathing is about? It's because I'm used to casting much, much more slowly and peacefully, and now it's like, oh my goodness, a triple! Yeah. Gotta get it out.
Where did that energy come from? So feisty. Maybe it's from that soy chicken.
Just turn it on. It's
That
soy chicken.
Fakin, is it called?
It's just chicken.
It was good.
It is just
Had a couple more pieces in the break.
Polish KFC, man.
Oof, can't say the K word.
Oh.
They're not official sponsors.
Oh.
But they could be. So if you work for KFC and you'd like to sponsor the show, I would be more than happy to eat your chicken strips live on air as we are commentating our grand final, which is coming up. It's going to be Noble up against Lazarus here in a few moments. Be a best of 5. Same map pool, Skyscraper, Wild West, Military Atrium Construction Site. 3 TDMs, 1 Control, 1 King of the Hill. A whole new map pool for this week, a whole new map pool for this season, and every week it will be changing.
Yeah, which is great stuff, and I'm glad that we've gotten to see all of the maps today already. We've had one of our earlier games, our semifinals, go all the way to Game 3, and we've had the third place match go to Game 5. So I'm hoping.
Or DustTwo had to play 8 maps today, back to back, to back, to back, to back, to back,
I mean,
to back, to back.
to be fair, they've been playing games
That was
up until the broadcast as well. So.
So if you want to start over, back to back to back, I'm not going to do that. So this will be an interesting one. Noble. Basically, this is their time to shine. They've not really done well in last season. They didn't really care too much about qualifying for Pro Series Texas, which I still say they missed out on. Forget the money, forget the tournament, forget the experience. Just the city.
Yeah.
Got to meet us, That's a big deal, I think, I hope, for some people out there.
Meeting you is a big deal for me.
Like, because of how tall I am?
No, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. But no, obviously now you got Brazil coming up and then Pro Series in Germany. So if you're a big fan of Schnitzel, big fan of Kirsch, German's really hard.
What is Kirsch?
It's a drink.
Oh.
It's a if you're over the age of 16, it's beer. If you're not, then it's Coca-Cola. Then you can have that, obviously. But it's always a big event to come to, especially for the Gods of Boom Season 2 tournament coming up. Because that's in the ISO1 Cologne event. It's during the ISO1 Cologne event in the Linksys Arena. It's like a 16,000 seat arena. You have some Counter-Strike going on as well during the event. So you have like a large fan base there watching. And you get to have a good time. You get to have a really good time there in Cologne. And then you have games come in August, which is what this is for. So you have, just to reiterate, you had Guns Boom Texas Pro Series. You had Pro Series Brazil. Then you have the Gods of Boom coming up in July. And then after that, it's a Pro Series in Germany.
There's a lot of events coming up.
So, yeah, just not to confuse you with the order. So the last slot for Gods of Boom, if you missed out earlier what we said, is going to be an invite spot. Again, I'll send you my PayPal if you're interested, and maybe I can help you out. I probably won't be able to because the admins will be making that choice not to be choosing the best team they can possibly out there.
Whoa!
Lazarus already off to a, I'd say, strong start.
That's a great start from Lazarus. I think they got pretty much a whole team wipe there. As Romeo running in pretty much full health. They have control of this room, and wow, the grenade launcher not enough for Noble to take that back.
Killing Machine looking for a shot off to the side, not able to connect onto Divine King. But Lazarus still continuing to go off to start. Pretty strong start here. It's funny because it's basically a rematch of Gods of Boom.
Lord Mono just annihilating the other team with his shotgun there.
I think it's Lazarus is trying to fight for redemption because they played against Noble and Katowice back in February. Very first Gods of Boom event. Just 2 teams, and they unfortunately did lose 4-0 in the finals. So looking to take this back, and I think this is an important game for them. Not only are they playing in the Pro Series event in Brazil in 7 days, in just a week's time, but also to redeem themselves against the team who destroyed them, for lack of a better word, Katowice.
And they're doing a great job of wiping out Noble at the moment. Yes, Lazarus are leaving themselves on pretty low health, but still they are getting those early kills. They've got the lead. If they can wipe out Noble once for each time Noble wipe out them from this point going on, then they will just win this map. Nice little double there from Gonza. Elimination streak and triple to follow up with. Wow.
I mean, it gave him the lead off that by 20 points.
It did. It just completely flipped the table.
And exactly what they need, and that's exactly what can happen. Again, if like you're low HP and you stay alive too long, you could help someone convert into a streak, which is what I was talking about before in the last match. Sometimes it's smarter just to be eliminated. So you get the reset, you get the full HP back, you can be more aggressive, you can assist your teammates in a better way.
Yeah, Lord Mano coming back with his own double elimination now. And they seem to have regained a very slight control over this match.
Kill Machine is just not hitting these shots at the moment with the sniper. He's been struggling here so far. It's the second time I've seen him have an angle they didn't really connect with, and Killing Machine will connect at least this time. Not with a sniper, but he basically sniped him out with the RPG there.
Actually, yeah, Killing Machine on 39 points. This is not the same performance that we saw in his matches earlier. Killing Machine I'm used to seeing right at the top of the leaderboard there.
Well, Gons is at 194 points, but again, that was basically due to the triple limb and the streak he got before. But he's still maintaining this pressure. 204 points. He's got more than everyone else in this game. He's basically has more than everyone on his team combined. Pretty close to it.
Oh, another double elim there from Noble, who have managed to maintain a very sketchy lead. It's going to take one full comeback from Lazarus.
You gotta be careful
For them to win.
They're gonna be too grouped up for the explosions, which just came through. Nade being thrown as well. Gon's being forced to push directly, and he gets a 1-for-1 trade. It's gonna be tying things up.
Wow.
However, Migs gets the elimination. Now 5 points left. They need one more elim to close out this first map after being behind for a majority of the time. Divine King's burning. Kill Machine gets the help of Gonza. And Noble will take the victory here on the first map.
That could have gone either way at that final moment there. I think it was a Blade Master from Noble that took that one, but whew, I honestly, that could have gone either way.
Yeah, I mean, it was going both ways the entire time.
There was, what, one elim in it at the end? I think that Lazarus needed 2 elims and Noble needed just the 1 at the end.
Yeah, it came out to be very close, but you saw, I mean, like a 20 points, but technically a 15-point difference because of the 500-point limit. Very well done by Gons as well, who basically carried that entire game for them because he had over 200 points.
Yeah. I don't really know what to add to that. 15 points is really nothing. It's just over 1 elim, or, you know, a Blade Master or a perfect elim or something like that. It wouldn't have taken much for Lazarus to win that. So, you know, they just got to pick themselves up in the next game. They need to make sure that they don't tilt going in. They want to now win several games in a row in order to take back this tournament. They want to win.
I mean, I thought, you know, Sidekicks were going to be out after being down 2-0, but they took it to the 5th and final map. Not going to count Lazarus out at all, because even dying won't be enough for them because, you know, they'll just come back alive.
Yep.
With the good old Lazarus pit.
Just to remind everyone that both the teams have already won $200. That is the prize for coming second place. The winning team will double that to $400 if they can take this one down and go.
Wait, is it 200 before the doubling?
Sorry, 200 before the doubling. Yes, so
Yeah.
400 points the team's already won, and if they win this, they're going to double that to 800. That's okay. That's a high pressure series.
Or as I like to say, they're going to win 200 points or $200 because we're going to keep the other 600. Shh.
Oh, you just announced it on
What's that?
broadcast.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The microphone can pick up the
What microphone?
whisper.
Oh, there's a microphone here. So we're going to Wild West now, so King of the Hill. Then we're back to TDM, then Control, then TDM again. So as I was saying before, just because Noble smashed DustTwo on TDM doesn't mean they can smash Sidekicks. And then we saw Lazarus almost beat them. And it's just very, very hectic when it comes to EU. But we still have North America to come up later on today. I think that'll be beginning at 11 p.m. CEST. So that's in 2.5 hours. You have a clock there. I had to turn my clock over here to see what time it was.
Don't turn your clock as we jump in to game number 2. I like Wild West. This is my favorite map of the maps in the rotation at the moment. Wow! Look at XLNC taking it down with is that a triple? No, it was a double. I thought he got 3 there.
Well, Noble got nothing until just out of Nokia. So whatever it was one hell of a start here for Lazarus. But again, the ebb and flow of Gunza Boom is going to be flowing back in the favor of Noble as they're rushing down this point and are going to take it here.
They've got low health though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Gonza just about to... Oh, no, gets a perfect elim. All right, take him down there.
But again, like the 115 points to 0, now just down to a 4-point lead, 2-point. Now it's going to be lead for Noble, and that's how quickly the tables can turn here. But it looks like Noble will have some solid control of the point now as the people set up. They got the eliminations very quickly to get the reset, and they have the reinforcements there, but they're trying to be extra aggressive, and it's smart, because if you get aggressive towards their spawn, you get extra damage in, you respawn back in, and then you're fighting with a major health advantage. And yeah, you'll give a couple of points, but in the long run, you'll net a lot more.
Like you were saying earlier, it's difficult to retake this point because you have to retake it, maintain enough health so that you can get into these positions in order to take the point back. And at the moment, Noble might just about be managing to do that. They've still got a couple of players alive.
But they were down 115 points. Look what they have. They're almost up 200.
They were. The way XLNC started this map, well, he hasn't done much since the beginning. His points have barely got up since then.
Oof. Another streak coming through out of Killing Machine.
Wow.
They do have the 200-point lead, and it's continuing to grow at this rate. You can see the elimination fees are basically all red here. Lazarus are struggling to get any eliminations back on the feed. You see Divine King's in at 1 before quickly being turned on. And now we're almost looking at a 300-point lead.
Whoa. Yeah, just look at Noble going. Like, this is not what I expected from Lazarus this series at all. If you asked me, I would have told you they were going to win this one 3-0, but no.
300 points is about to come in, as they have been able to pass that gap. However, they've lost control of the point. Killing Machine trying to come through, not able to hit the G-Launcher there, unfortunately, but able to hit the snipe, though, onto Romeo.
Killing Machine very weak, though. There's just about time, I think, for Lazarus to take this one back, if they can keep hold of the point. But Divine King, almost got wiped out by the grenade, but did get the double elim there. He's still alive. He's going to play it a little bit carefully, even healing himself back up. The points are slowly but surely evening out here.
Well, slowly, definitely. It was 300 points. And
another double elim from XLNC, triple elim from XLNC. Oh, I thought that was going to be the 4 at once.
Killing Machine. Really try to get super aggressive here at some points. Lord Mono's missing a couple of shots here. But again, you see, he's able to chime in with 2 for Divine King. Roman gets 1. That 300-point gap has been closed to 80.
Well, this is exactly what we've both been saying earlier. Like, Lazarus were somehow able to get this point back, and they were able to get themselves in these defensive positions. Every time Noble step onto that point, they are just getting shot down. The score is even, and Lazarus are now actually winning. After being down by 300 points, Lazarus starting to look like they're going to take this one, but Killing Machine gets a nice little double in there, nice little snipe.
Point A is under attack.
And now Noble getting the point back.
Killing Machine just needs to stay alive here. It calls a distraction. Noki comes in, he gets a little bit too far pushed up, but he does get 1 for his trouble. Whoa. Mig's able to chime in and help close that one out. Now we're seeing Noble up 2-0. 300-point lead lost. And actually, they fell behind by like 50, but hey,
they regained.
They held on. They held on, you know, they kept their senses to them.
That was really insane. I mean, what was the craziest part about that was actually Lazarus's comeback. They got the point, they maintained it, they got the angles, they just wiped out Noble every time they got back onto the point. And just as they got that lead, that was when Noble then they got the point back and they were able to hold on to it until the end of the game. But if that game went on for any longer,
could have been anyone's game.
I think that Lazarus could have taken that one back again.
Considering they had a 115-point lead in the beginning, it was 115-0. And then they lost the lead, then lost it by it was like a 400-point swing, basically, from the beginning to when Noble hit that max point of 300 points in the lead. But either way, they take the map. They get themselves now up to 2-0. We're going back to TDM on Military Warehouse. So the question now comes, can Noble close it out in 3, or will Lazarus channel their inner sidekicks and take it to a 4th map?
Yeah, Lazarus going to be having to work very hard here in order to come back from this best out of 5. It's definitely possible, but it's going to be tricky. And again, they have to sort of calm themselves down as well, because they've just lost 2 maps in a row, and they need to break that streak.
Yeah, and it all starts with a good start on TDM. Onto Military Warehouse, it's... Yeah, I want to see a little bit of sniping in there. I don't know. I think this is probably like one of the most hardest maps to play in TDM because it takes a lot of communication. It takes a lot of information gathering to know where the enemies are holding and where you need to like reinforce certain positions. Kill Machine, are you looking for some long angles here with the sniper?
Look at the grenade trading there. Oakland gets the perfect aim, but does get wiped out by Lazarus as Divine King
sneaks in.
Yeah. Quite a few trades going on here.
The Killing Machine should be happy because if Lord Mana peaked any earlier, that would have been an advantage for Lazarus. They would have gotten the clean elimination without losing a player, even though that person would have been low on HP nonetheless. Lord Mana picks himself up a double.
Is that a triple?
And even a
That's
triple there in the end. So it does give him a lead, but not that big of a lead either way.
They're trying to pick this one up, just trying to close that, or widen that gap a little bit further. Got to eventually, as Excellency does take down double a limb. Can he get Gonzo as well? Not quite.
Oh, Kill Machine's had it with sniping. Gets up close and personal with the Avalanche here with a shotgun in hand. Nade can be thrown out in the last second. Romeo, in the meantime, only at 1 elimination. Noki at 4.
With the Blade Master there.
I'm kind of sad we don't have like deaths, because I actually like to see like KDs.
Yeah, I'd like to see that as well.
Especially when it comes to TDM, because it's so important how many times you die. And Divine King just, actually that wasn't Divine King, someone else just flew out of nowhere.
Little sneak attack.
Like a ninja.
Divine King does get taken down by Nockler. Nockler going to see if he can find a second one. Not quite. Does group up with Gonza and Migs. In fact, the team are pretty much sticking together here, which is great to see. As Killer Machine and Gonza both pick up some elims.
Divine King, yeah, he's going to eliminate. Nate's going to eliminate him off that very quickly. Launcher comes in, decent damage. Migs able to take down Romeo. And that's going to be Noble continuing to grow this lead. 60 points now between the two teams, 3 minutes left to go. And Noble, I mean, they need one more map to close this out. And what a way to really get themselves back into the season and potentially qualify themselves through to Germany. They could be visiting Germany twice in 2 months if they're able to continue this performance over the course of the summer season. And they are 80 points away from taking this victory and pulling off a big landslide against Lazarus.
Look at Nockler going. He just got an elimination streak, got a triple. He's sitting on 172 points. Yes, he just did get wiped out there. Now Excellency with the double elim. It's not quite enough to take this one back. It looks like Jason, looks like Noble are going to take this one down.
Yeah, they should. Over 100 points ahead. If they somehow did not close out with only a 3-point difference to finish, then I would probably shave my head and eat my own hair. But luckily, I don't have to do any of that, at least not now. I don't know why that would be an option in the future. No, not happening. But they do get themselves the 3-0. They do get themselves the first place finish.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, a lot of pocket change on the side.
$800 for the team, thanks to, once again, to remind everyone.
It's like half your day rate.
Because last week didn't happen. Today, it's all doubled. So not a bad day of Guns and Boom play there.
Yeah. And again, more importantly, gives them my respect, a little bit more respect. Let's see if they continue to do that pace. All right, you won one. You had a whole season where you didn't do much of anything. So if you can win again next week, then hey, you guys are back into it in my heads and definitely a top contender for when it comes to the Gods of Boom tournament in just like over a month, just barely over a month, because it's in the beginning of July, if I'm not mistaken.
Exciting stuff.
It's a perfect time for them to start to really hammer out their shape. Really get back in their good swing of things, get the performance going. Yeah, they're not going to be in Brazil, and Lazarus, even though they lost here, they still can be proud that they are going to be participating in Brazil for the $40,000. That's in 7 days' time, and they'll be kicking off. But let's take a look one more time at the brackets to see how our tournament did end up today. You had Lazarus with a quick 2-0 against Sidekicks, and then Sidekicks went on in the third place match to almost take it, almost come back from being down 2-0.
Yeah, I did think Lazarus was going to win this one. I know I've said it a few times. I've loved what I've seen from Lazarus, especially against Sidekicks at the beginning. But no, Noble really showing their stuff today. The 2-1 against DustTwo, and then the 3-0 in the finals. That is nothing to sniff at.
Not at all. So they dropped one map, at least in the semis, on, and they put themselves in first place now. So in a good standing. Again, the points... very important. Every week you're performing. Really important to consistently be putting up good points, because it came down to like a 10-point difference between DustTwo and I think Forza to qualify for Brazil. So every match counts, and they put off a good start. I'm actually wondering where Forza was today. I don't know if I saw them earlier on the bracket or if they just didn't play today to maybe save some strats and maybe like just spend more time on practicing for the big event, because 40 grand. Versus, well, I guess 20 grand technically first place versus the 800 first place here.
It's hard to imagine, though, because you were just saying earlier about how consistency is important, how these teams do need to be playing every week. They do need to be getting their points every week in order to qualify for the...
Forza, DustTwo was the second team. I don't even know why I mentioned Forza. Probably because I talked about it before. So if they did play today, they didn't really get too far into it, which is unfortunate for them.
There you go. There are our overall standings. Noble sitting on 100 points. Lazarus, 75, and so on and so forth. Knights of Honor and the other 5th to 8th place teams on
Good to
25.
see Knights there. They actually had, I think they won 2 of the cups. Or at least got to the finals 2 times in a row.
Okay.
Last season, they just surprised a lot of different, I think, teams out there. But they kind of showed up a little bit too late in the season. Hopefully they have a better start in the beginning of this one. I mean, it's just the first week. We still have plenty more weeks to come, and we still have plenty more Guns Boom action to come today because we still have North America to come up. That'll be kicking off at 11 p.m., which is in 2.5 hours from now. So unfortunately, you do have to wait a little bit of time, but you can go, if you're European and you're a fan of football, go watch a Champions League, or go play some Guns Boom yourself, more importantly, while you're watching Champions League. And then we'll see you guys back in about 2.5 hours' time for the North American show, so we find out who the #1 team from NA is going to be, at least for this week.